there is a small intro session before we go formally. You can stop your presentation.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can achieve great things. Good evening, and hope everyone is having a real great evening. The Department of EEE AVIT proudly organizes yet another international webinar on public policy for long-term energy planning, the Chilean case. To begin this wonderful event, I invite Dr. L. Chitra, HOD EEE, to address the gathering.
So good morning to our chief guest. Since it is a early morning to him, I would like to wish a happy morning to him and good evening to one and all present here. It's my great pleasure to join you all in the second international webinar on public policy for long-term energy planning, the Chilean case. And the distinguished chief guest of the day, Mr. Gork Zalgado, head of the Electricity and Engineering Department, Universidad, Tecnológica de Chile. So on behalf of our management, principal, Dr. K.L. Shanmuganathan, Aruba David Institute of Technology, and faculty members and students of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department, I welcome you, sir. And I'm really grateful to you for accepting our invitation. And we are very happy to see you here in the second session. And also we wish to have so many interactions in the future also. And I would like to welcome all the other colleagues, professors of various departments and all the other students from other college and even from other state and some some international guests have also joined today. So I would like to welcome all on behalf of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department and my dear students. So I welcome you, sir, once again. Thank you for the accepting, and we will proceed with your presentation. And I'm sure that my students will get more benefited by the today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time to introduce our resource person of the day, Mr. Corque Salgado Contreras. I request Mr. V. Ratan Kumar, Assistant Professor of AAA Department, to do the same.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Corque, my friend, welcome from my side. And Corque is an industrial engineer from the University of Frontera in Chile. He completed his bachelor's degree in the year 2010. He completed his MSc in Energy Studies, graduated from the University of Queensland 2014-15. And currently he is the head of Electrical and Automation Department at INACAP, Punta Arenas, Chile. He has combined experience in the implementation and development of strategic plans in the energy sector, both for private and public sector. Once again, I welcome you, Corque, and I would request you to carry over the session.
Thank you very much. So good morning to everybody. I have to say good morning because in this part of the world it's still 10 minutes to 8 a.m. So I want to thank to the invitation, especially of Dr. Ratan, who I met back in 2017 in a Thailand training course. So from back then we have had some contact, and as you said at the beginning, we can do so little alone but so much together. So I'm really agree with that. Another thing I would like to mention is it really caught my attention and makes me very happy that I can see that you have women in faculty, which is very uncommon in areas like electricity and electronics. So this is very important because we also need a different point of view. We need diversity of characters, everything. So I'm so happy that you have women participation in your school. So that's a very good sign of your research center, which is very hoping. So one being said that, I want to start with the topic I want to speak today. Can you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Cool. As was announced at the beginning of the conference, The topic of this talk will be the title of this is Public Policy for Long-Term Energy Planning, the Chilean case. I will have the opportunity, I'm very happy also to do it, or speak about some of my experience in long-term energy planning. But first, I want to give a little bit of context. I'm the head of the Department of Electricity and Electronics in INACAP, the Technical University of Chile. This university is the largest university in Chile. We are present in 21 cities with 28 campuses. We have 3 institutions. We have the Technical Institute, we have the Professional Institute, and also the Technical University. We have all combined with between these 28 campuses, more than 121K students. So just in order to give you some context, I want to show you where am I, because I'm head of one of these 28, the southest one from Punta Arenas. So here you are, I think, Chennai, right? I'm in the very south part of South America, the south of South America in Punta Arenas. I'm working this city in this campus. So my research interest, as Rotan says, I have experience working in long-term energy planning at country and local levels, also with some international cooperation projects. Also, one of my research interests are combined heat and power, mainly for industrial applications, and also business development for the energy industry. So, but the objective of this presentation is to show or to present to you the Común Energética program, which means which is a program based or focused on city councils, on municipalities, and show an example of this program implementation. Well, this name obviously in Spanish is a program from the Ministry of Energy and also the Sustainability Agency from Chile, which is a public private organization. The context of this, as we all know, the motivation of this program is the severe effects, negative effects of climate change. We know that the temperature will continue increasing in the future. We know also that one of these effects will be that the sea level rise will increase between 0.3 meters and 1.2 meter to 2100. We expect change in hydrology, extreme weather events, change in agriculture, droughts, heat waves, etc. So this is one of the main motivation for the creation of this project. Also, in the Chilean energy balance, we have that most or around 78% of the greenhouse emissions are the responsible is the energy sector. So the energy sector, not only for industry, but also in cities. So that's why it's so important to address this issue working from the energy sector and from the cities, which will in some way offset the negative impacts of climate change. And a third point that that motivate this program, this public policy instrument that I will be speaking shortly, is that urban areas are responsible for around 70% of the energy consumption, according to the IPCC report. Also, cities produce more than 60% of the greenhouse emissions gases. And finally, cities are highly vulnerable to the negative impacts of climate change. Those close to coastal areas or with highly dependent on agriculture because of the hydrology changes. So the cities are considered part of the solution going through a world with a carbon neutrality. So what is this program, this Comuna Energética, which I could translate as energetic city council? That could be like the translation of this program. Well, this program aims, of the objective of this program is to contribute to improve energy management and people participation with local stakeholders in order to implement innovative projects of sustainable energy in different cities of Chile. So this program is focused in the municipality, in the city councils, but it has a very strong component of social participation. So in that way, when the local government sets up an action plan, that action plan was designed by the community, by everybody. So everybody is accountable for this plan, and also for the outcomes of the performance of the city in terms of greenhouses and green gas houses emissions. So the objectives of this program, the first objective is to promote social participation in the energy development. So as we'll show in the methodology of this work, we can see the participation of local organizations, of energy industry, of retailers of energy, from natural gas, from GLP, from etc., from local government, basically for everybody who has a word to say in order to the energy development of the city. One side effect or a second objective of this program is to boost the energy market of energy service providers. So in this case, we can empower small companies, small business to provide energy services. We have electricians who can get more job out of it. We have local contractors for natural gas project, for houses, for commercial buildings, etc. And one of the third objective is to strengthen the capabilities of the municipalities in the local energy management. Usually, energy management is not a topic which is addressed by the professional teams in the municipalities. So one of the main objectives of this program is to put in this position, in the hands of these professional teams, the capabilities to manage an energy plan, to design an energy plan, to make quantitative analysis of energy supply and demand, which is a skill that they don't have at the moment, and also is an objective that they don't have at the moment. So this program has three big levels, right? At the moment in Chile, we have 350 communes, which of them 45 have already a local energy strategy. 45 out of 350, so we still have more than 290 communes without a local energy strategy. So the local energy strategy, which is the first step within this program, have three main outcomes. The first one is an energy analysis, which I will show an example later in the presentation. We have to set vision, objectives, and goals for this plan, which mainly have to be in line with regional and national strategies. In order to, it had to be that way because we'll have to get funds for the action plan or for the proposed projects. The second stage, so we have, I said we have 44 communes here. So we have, in Chile, the Chilean government have a fund for the project implementation of these plans, which only can access the communes or the city council that have already a validated local energy strategy. So we have only 44 communes that can apply to these funds. In my region, we have 2 communes out of 10 with this local energy strategy. I've been lucky to work in these 2 strategy. We're working in a third commune, so we will have 3 communes out of 10 able to work in the project implementation of these action plans. So the objective of these action plans is that we look for private-public cooperations, and also we help communities. We have city council to look for funding for implementing their action plans. This is the second stage. And finally, the third stage is to get a certification as the stating that the city council have the capabilities, have a local energy strategy, have been implementing this project, and have been following the Gantt chart of the project portfolio. And with all that, we have a certification. At the moment, I'm working with 1 commune which already have the local energy strategy, have implemented projects, and we have to demonstrate that in front of the ministry in order to get a certification. So now I will speak just about this first step, which is usually last about 8 months of work, which is the creation of the design of a local energy strategy. So the local energy strategy have 15 steps, stages. This is in Spanish, 15 stages, divided within 3 phases: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So the first phase are previous definitions. As we say at the moment, before, one of the objectives of this program is to set to the city council with the capabilities of the design and develop an energy management plan. So the first stage is to name a responsible within the city council. Usually it's a professional, it's the people in charge of the environment department, of the or the planification department. But it can be one of these 2 departments. In Chile, the municipalities mostly have the similar structure, independent if the city is more, it have more or less resources. Also, the mayor of the city, the maximum authority of the city council, it had to be committed with this project, with this creation of local strategy, and appoint a responsible. The second stage is to define, to define a geographic scope. Well, first of all, in order to show you the methodology, I will be showing you one example of one of the projects that with my team developed in the region. So this is the Cabo de Hornos local energy strategy. Cabo de Hornos, I live here, Punta Arenas, right? Cabo de Hornos is at the very south. This is Ushuaia. It says, they said it's the southest city in the world, which is from Argentina, but it's not technically true, because we have, let me see, what can I see? We have Puerto William, which is here, which is just in front of the Beagle Channel. So it's something like 2 or 3 kilometers south. So this is the southest city of the world. So I can come back here. Okay, so the first step, phase 1, is to scope definition. We said what will be the scope of this energy plan. So we describe a little bit the community of the city council. We have the surface area, so square kilometers. We have the population, which is a very city small. As you can see, this city has around 2,000 people, inhabitants. Urban population, 86%, rural population, 13%, men, 57, and women, 48. And we have 762 houses. These are data from 2017. So phase one, we defined the geographic scope of this energy plan. In the meantime, we train the responsible within the city council. We make workshops. We teach them about energy issues, or at least the basics of energy. And we also identify main energy stakeholders. We identify public stakeholders like public services present in the city. We identify energy distributors, energy retailer for electricity and fuels. We identify local organizations which may be interested in the development of an energy plan. So we identify all the stakeholders that may have a word over this plan. So the phase two, we have a quantitative energy analysis. So in this quantitative energy analysis, we analyze the supply and demand, and even the projection in the future from the energetics. In this case, we have step 5, 6, and 7 of the quantitative energy analysis for the electrical energy demand. So we identify the proportion of who is consuming the energy. So we have the residential sector from the electricity consume 37%, the industrial sector, the almost 47%. This is public lighting is very small, 2.5%, and commercial premises is 13%. So this is for the year of the construction of the energy plan, which was in 2017. And also, we are able to make a projection. This projection, we can take many assumptions. Basically, we have had this historic growth, which was in this case 4% yearly. So we can plan from the next year, this was 2017, from 2018 to 2030, the expected energy consumption and production of this commune in the future. Usually the scope of this plan, or the lifespan of this plan, is 15 years, are thought to be a long-term or relatively long-term energy plan. The same thing is made for thermic energy or fuels. So as this is a very south, city, we can see that 93%, almost 94% is related to thermic energy, which is mainly used for heating. And also, the most important part of this chunk is firewood or GPL. So firewood brings issues from the environment, air pollution from particulate matter, which is very dangerous and harmful for breathing for people. And similarly to the electrical energy analysis, we make a projection of the growth of this demand from 2018 to 2030. So the objective of this phase two of these steps is to describe the situation, the original situation of the commune, which are the current energy consumption profile, what sectors are consuming the energy, and in what uses are mainly used. As I said, this, for example, was for heating using firewood. And which are the projections of the energy consumption development in the future. So in order we can maybe plan infrastructure or in some way drive the energy development of the commune in the future. Well, continuing in the phase 2, we're going to the step 8 of the phase 2, which is the quantitative energy analysis. And the step 8 is about how much energy of this potential consumption that we described before we can supply with renewable energy or with clean energy. So this table, it comes from the energy mix of energy available in the region. As I say, we have 10 communes in the region where I live, and this region which is analyzed in this work is this one, is Cabo de Hornos, is the one I showed you at the very south part of the world. So I can say that red, it means there is no availability. So in this city, there is no availability of natural gas, of coal, and diesel. But we have available the green ones. We have wind energy, we have biomass, specifically wood. We have solar energy, photovoltaic, we have hydro, we have wave energy, motriz, and we don't have information if we have geothermal energy. And energy coming from waste, municipal waste, is less available. So for one of these energetics, we have to calculate the potential. How we do that? So usually the Ministry of Energy set, or in the past years, some tools that allow us to explore the potential. For example, I will show you the solar energy. How can I move this? The solar energy resource for quantifying the potential of this renewable. So I will write here. Okay, so as you can see, I'm setting the map in this city, in Puerto Williams, located in Cabo de Hornos, which is at the very south part of the world. So we can set in the urban areas, and this tool allows us to calculate, for example, we can set the parameters of a solar project. And let's say we want to have a 100 kilowatt project. We can set very basic information for this, just for showing you this. After this, maybe you can explore this tool. We set some basic parameters like the ratio between temperature of the panel, the inclination, which in this case is set as the same latitude of the city, the azimuth degree, the type of arrangement of the panel, etc. And we can calculate the energy potential of a solar project in this commune. So give a second. So this may be shocking to you that a solar project have a capacity factor in this area of just 11%. Maybe later in the presentation, if someone have the number, can tell me what is the capacity factor in Chennai, for example, for a solar project. As you can see, the monthly energy production decreases in the middle of the year, because between the month of April and August, the daylight is very reduced. We have 6-7 hours of daylight. That's why in this month the solar energy production is so small, and that's affect the capacity factor, which is only an 11%. So coming back to the presentation, so and we have this tool for wind energy, we have this tool for solar energy, such as for photovoltaic, the photovoltaic that we saw, I show you, and also for thermal solar energy, we have this tool for hydro energy, geothermic too. So we can make this calculation of renewable energy potential. So the phase 3 of the definition of a local energy is that we already have all the quantitative analysis, we have technical data, we have facts, we have something that is objective, right? So with this data, we start the participative process in which we have to define a long-term vision. I write it in Spanish, the vision. So this vision, it has to be agreed by all the stakeholders that we identify in the previous steps. So for example, the vision of this commune for 2030 is to become an innovative city in self-sustainable development, implementing energy projects to boost high standard of energy efficiency in housing projects. So they are focusing, or they want to be focused in housing, generating electric and thermic energy from renewable resources, being an example in the energy sector to other communes in the region. So after a whole process of social participation between a community, local communities, public services, private companies, etc., they all agreed to this vision. So I also want to say that this is just the outcome, because for this it had a lot of meetings, a lot of talks or conversation of educating the people in order to they can have this this idea of what they want of their development, the development energy plan for their city. The step 11 is a definition. I'm sorry, the step 11 is the definition of goals. So they have a vision, they know what they want, but they have to be more specific every time. So this is the example for just renewable energy. So for example, they say they want to incentivize the use of renewable energy in the housing sector. They also want to implement educational programs related to renewable energy and care for the environment. Also, they want to promote educational programs in the community for firewood drying. As I said, more than 90% of the thermic energy use come from or is used for heating, and the main fuel for that is firewood, which produce a lot of air pollution. That's why they want to promote the education of how to use firewood, how to dry it, in order to reduce the pollutant emissions. And another goals is they want to promote the use of clean energy using local resources. They don't want to import any kind of energy, because according to the quantitative energy analysis, they have enough potential with wind energy, with hydro energy, a bit small with solar, in order to produce or be self-sustainable in produce their own energy. They don't want to import anything from other parts of the country or from Argentina, because this is more expensive, and also it makes them more dependent to other regions of the country. So once they had set the vision and they had set goals, they go to steps 12 to 15, in which they have to prioritize these projects to say which are easier to develop, which are cheaper, which will have a more positive impacts on the community. So this also is the outcome, but for getting to this, there was a lot of conversation. There was a lot of discussion about which projects is more important than other. So we have a project portfolio for the next 15 years. So as they say, the first project that they want to develop was developed in 2018, and is an educational training program in energy efficiency in the construction. So they considered that passive energy methods are more easy to implement, cheaper to implement. So that's why they have a higher impact. That's why it was the first project that put in their project portfolio. For example, another project, they said they want to make a diagnosis of the air quality. They want to put a measuring station, which they don't have for 2019, which also was considered something very important, easy to implement, and that probably will or can have a high impact, positive impact in the community. This project prioritization in this 3-step also, as I said, had a lot of local participation. Everyone was giving their opinion. Sometimes we have a private company that have created interest in some of these projects. So it started a kind of a politics approach where we have lobbyists and we have stakeholders trying to promote one type of energy instead of the other, but also the community have the final word and also will be the responsible of the development of the energy plan in their community. So, well, this was basically this program. I show you an example and some final words and conclusion of this work is that this program focuses in the creation of local energy plans, which is not which is something innovative for Chile. I don't know if it's in India. Maybe you can tell me later. In India, you have a similar program which every city have a local energy plan. It is very, very recommendable or advisable that this action plan is in line with other high-level instruments of public energy planning, such as regional plans or national energy plans. And also, finally, one of the keys of or main characteristic of this plan is that it generates accountability from the community, because you make them participate in the process of elaborating this plan. Everyone who wanted to do it had the opportunity to make an opinion, to go to the meetings, and to expose their opinions or their ideas in how the development of the city should be. So this make that everyone is it feels part of this plan. It also generates accountability, and if the energy plan succeed, everyone succeeds. So that is something very important for this type of programs. And I think that's my presentation. I don't know if someone wants or have any questions. And thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, sir. I'm Chitra. One small questions I have to ask you before the students discuss with you. Actually, any subsidy or government is providing
Yes.
for the public? What type of subsidy they are giving?
Yes. Well, first, in order to develop this energy strategy plan, the municipality have to hire a consultant.
Okay.
Usually it's a private company. So in my case, I'm lecturer of the university, but I have my private consultancy firm, and the city council have to apply for funds from the Ministry of Energy in order to develop this plan. The first part. They have other option that they can finance this plan with owned funds, but there are not many city council that are keen or able to pay for a consultant for doing this.
So financially, how much, some percentage they will be providing?
No, they don't have to put any money. The city council don't put money. The money or the funds, it's provided by the Ministry of Energy, but they have to provide with the time of the professionals. They have to provide with the spaces for the meetings, because they so they put in kind not in money apportation, just in kind.
Okay, okay. Then about the tool, you were telling about some tools for calculation. What is the tool for each plant? You will be having the tool. Is it a software tool?
You mean for the renewable energy
Yes.
potential?
Yes.
Okay. As I show you in the presentation, then there is the tool called the solar exploration, which you can put a point or you can set a point in any area, and will tell you what is the energy production, for example, of solar photovoltaic
Oh.
solar PV. So you have a similar tool for wind energy. So you can say, for example, uh, let me see, can show you.
Mm.
Um,
Is it a tool developed by your government or?
yes, it was a tool developed by one of the universities, not my university, another university, and that tool was funded by the government. But
Okay.
this tool, yes. So for example,
Okay, it will forecast and tell us what type of renewable you can use for that particular place.
exactly. I think it's just within Chile, but I think there are many of these kind of tools for other countries too. Probably for India have their own tool. For example, this is for wind. This is the same tool but for wind.
Okay.
Um, uh, so again, so here you have to say which wind model forecast project, losing factors. So you can, yeah, for example, for this city, the capacity factor is around 23-24% for wind factor. So it's very similar, and it gives you the power generation yearly. You can set it by month, so you can also have an idea of the power potential of this area.
Okay, nice. So you will be using maximum solar and wind apart from other renewable. They are using only solar and wind there.
No, we also have hydro tools for this, but this
Hydroelectric.
hydroelectric, but this is mostly based on the rights of the use of water. So where you have a permit given by the government, you have data like the cubic meter by second of a river. So with that data, you can calculate how much energy you can produce, and
Okay.
also for biomass, you also have permits for the exploiting of forest. So you can also have the livestock that you have available. You have the species of the wood. So with the heating power, you can calculate uh, the potential of the energy production of firewood.
Okay. Okay, nice. Ratan,
Yes, ma'am.
can we ask any students have any clarifications?
Let me check. Okay, thank you. Let me check. Students or faculty, other participants who are attending the session. Now the desk is open. You can ask your questions if you have. Any participants who is willing to ask any question?
So, Rodan, can you give me some feedback about the background of the students of this presentation? Or
Yes, sure. Okay, you see, we have a variable range of students attending here. We have students from second year, third year, and final year of study. Here, engineering course is of 4 years, and we also have faculties of other institutes attending the program. And we have faculties from our institute. It's an open platform. Those who are interested can attend.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Because I want to say the same message that I give to my students, especially students from very technical areas of knowledge like electricity and electronics, that the technical issues or the technical knowledge is very important to have, but it's a minimum. It's a minimum. We have to create capabilities to be possible to create value out of this technical project or this technical knowledge, and we have to be able to for example make a participative project or be able to communicate one concept in order to show how this create value for the community. As I said, technical issues are very important for climate change and the energy sector, but also we need to build other softer skills, which sometimes, at least my students forget, and they focus mainly on technical issues. So it's very important that we create a whole set of capabilities and not just the technical ones.
Yeah, you are correct. Any questions from the faculty side? Okay, I don't think any questions.
So anyway, Ratan, if any question comes after this, I'm more than keen to answer any question, or if you need more information about this, I can provide you through you. So there is any problem that we don't have more questions now.
If you have, we can ask them to even mail you by giving them introduction. That will be better. Okay. So it was a very nice presentation, Korke. We understood basics of the energy policies of your country, and I think now I would request Jency Anita ma'am, Assistant Professor of Electrical Department, to present the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. I take this opportunity as my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. Firstly, thank you, Mr. Jorge Salgado Contreras, for taking us on a virtual tour of Chile. We extend our profound gratitude to our management for making this international webinar possible. Our sincere thanks to the principal and the vice principals of AVIT for their constant encouragement in arranging these kinds of events, and a special mention to our HOD for the constant efforts in organizing the events for the maximum benefit of the students. And a big thanks to all the participants for gracing this evening with your presence. Once again, thank you one and all.
Thank you.
Ratan, photo.
Yes. I request everyone to switch on the video for a virtual photograph. I would like to request everyone to kindly switch on your video cameras for a virtual group photo. Request the participants to kindly fill the feedback form, which is available in the chat box. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, Gorke, once again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gorke. Ma'am. Ma'am.
Well, once again, thank you very much.
Is it audible now?
Now only it is
one
audible.
second. Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Very happy to have a good renewable energy sources available in Chile. This is the second international renewable energy sources plans, and how the different country is having a different atmosphere of renewable energy. And
First
we
was
are very
taken by
happy
Ayub.
to have. Yes,
He know
he is
Ayub.
present
He know Ayub
only,
very
isn't
well.
it? Uh, okay. So we were happy to have a different environment, how different country is using the renewable energy with the different sort of techniques, and your government is having a different view, and we are having a different environment. And I think really it is useful to our students to have see the policy and what are all the different softwares you are using to see how the forecasting can be done. So it's really very good. We would like to have more with you. Really, again, we can have a meet with only our faculty members, so that we can have some more interactions. We have good research scholars in the department. Maybe we will have one meet and we can have some interactions with them. I'm very happy to see you today, and you're welcome always to our institution.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Ma'am, others can leave. Korke, you can also leave. I will be there for a while. For a while, so till students fill their feet.
I will start my day, so I will start working. I have a lecture in like 1 hour. So again, I